Hey, what is up everybody? Welcome to a new video, and I believe that is how my video might look like back in 2010 if I would record it with my iPhone 4. But we are in 2021 today, and what I want to do is to go over those 10 years of evolution and see how our use of technology has changed since then, and what kind of new features we now have available in the latest iPhone 12, which we didn't have back in then. And I will be comparing those two phones which I just mentioned, it is iPhone 4 and iPhone 12, as they kind of like related to each other, but represent different eras in terms of technology and lifestyle. So let's take a look. Let's start from the quality and design. Talking about iPhone 4, back then it's definitely was kind of like positioning as a premium product, and today iPhone 12, even though I'm not talking about iPhone 12 Pro, like talking about iPhone 12 because it's kind of like mass market product, but still it's really pleasant feeling to keep it in hand. Same way as it was really nice to hold this phone back in the days in your hand. So basically nothing changed much, except that maybe iPhone 12 it's a little bit thinner, quality is still the same, design classic flat size design, which is quite industrial, really nice, really, creates this pleasant feeling of having it in the hand. So next will be camera, and here like we have really big step forward in terms of camera, in terms of quality of the camera. And there is explanation for that. So back in the days, we did not really consider phone to be our camera recording device. Back in the days, camera was there just to, to take a picture if you need to capture something on the street, or if you want to make a video call. So you have this like front camera, which is actually was first introduced in iPhone 4, because that is a time when people started to use video calls for communication. So basically that was main purpose of the camera. Like if you want to take high quality picture, you're probably going to go for a DSLR camera or portable cameras, which are at that time were really popular in the market, and nobody considered iPhone or any other phone as a camera device. So basically that's why I think technology just wasn't introduced to the market to make better quality images, so you have almost DSLR quality shots when you're shooting on an iPhone. And if we speak about video recording, like now we have 4K HDR, which is, I don't know, unbelievable that we can have it in a phone. Back in the days, what do you need from the phone? Like what computing power you really need? You're browsing on the internet, you're taking some pictures, and that's it. And today, when phone became actually a tool for many people, it's used for social media, it uses for content creation, for content editing, for exchanging with data, exchanging with any kind of information. And of course, for that matter, you need really good computing power. And that's where latest generation of iPhone is actually perform really well. And like basically this small device can be much more powerful than many computers nowadays. So that is like huge step forward. Size. Going to the size, I would say that again, it's all depends on how we use our devices. And back then, as I said before, it's mostly like communicating device. So messages, browsing, calls, it's portable because you don't really need a big screen, you don't really need big size. Jumping to our days, yeah, I mean, it's everything. It's game console, it's portable camera, it is computer. You need bigger screen because it's much more comfortable to do your work on a screen. So that's why size is really changed, and you can see that it's completely different in terms of, these devices. It's completely different in the size. Screen area is much bigger on the latest devices, and that has became more like mainstream nowadays. So yeah, I mean, that is hugely forward. Connectivity, yeah, again, back in the days, back in 2010, you would not really share much of the data except of text data and maybe some, I don't know, you might send some pictures or as a message. But if you want to transfer the data, if you want to sync your music, so in this case, you would go for cable connection to your computer, and that's how you can get fast connection and fast data transferring. And today we are talking about actually getting rid of the port. So there is prediction that maybe next iPhone or the iPhone which comes not this year but next year will be portless iPhone, and that's all thanks to technology, to connectivity, because nowadays we're using cloud to store our data there. We use 5G, we use Wi-Fi of the latest generation, and yeah, we don't really need to connect to computer anymore, because this device can sustain on its own. So this device can be used just as it is. You don't really need computer for that. And back in the days in 2010, I mean, if you don't have computer, you cannot even activate the phone. That was, I don't know, it was ridiculous, I would say. Like now looking back, it's kind of like, what if you don't have computer? So can you activate can you just, launch your phone? No, because you need to have iTunes installed somewhere. And that's actually interesting. And the last thing which I want to talk about is privacy, and Apple pays a lot of attention to privacy, and I can understand why, because again, like over 10 years this device became not only phone, not only multimedia device, but it's also became a device which has more data about you than anyone else or any other system, because you have payment apps here, you have your, I don't know, medical records here, you have your wearable data here, you have all your messages, you have all your, I don't know, corporate data, you have all your private data, you have all your files, you have all your multimedia files. And that's where privacy is really important. That's why we now having Face ID. Now we gonna have Touch ID as well, and we had Touch ID before on the previous generations. That's all because your data should be protected more than just passcode. iPhone nowadays is kind of like your access to any aspect of your life, and that is the biggest difference from iPhone back in 2010, where it's just connectivity device, information exchange device, and browsing device, maybe sometimes iPod. What do you think, guys? Let me know, leave your comments below this video, give me some likes, so tell algorithms that something cool is happening here, and don't forget to subscribe if you like this content, if you like what's happening here, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.